Stop lying to yourself. You don't really know what turns a woman on. You don't know what she craves in bed. You don't even know if she's ever been fully satisfied with you. That's the brutal truth most men can't handle. While you're bragging about your skills, she's secretly rolling her eyes, faking her moans, and texting her friends the reality you'll never hear. And here's the punch to your gut. She will never tell you. Not because she wants to deceive you, but because the price of honesty is too high. The second she admits the truth, your confidence shatters. The tension rises. The sex dies. And the relationship? It cracks in ways that can't be fixed. So instead, she plays along. She protects your ego while quietly sacrificing her own pleasure. Meanwhile, you're still clinging to the lies you picked up from porn, locker room talk, or your first girlfriend's fake performance. Lies that have rewired the way you see women, the way you touch them, the way you believe sex is supposed to work. And while you're living in that illusion, she's carrying secrets so raw, so shocking, they would flip your entire view of female desire upside down. Today, I'm done sugarcoating. I'm going to rip those secrets wide open. 5 brutal truths women know about sex, but will never say to your face. Once you hear them, you'll never look at intimacy, traction, or even your own performance the same way again. Here's where the illusion really starts to crumble. Men love to believe they're the wild ones, spreading their seed, while women are the gentle nesters waiting for one perfect partner. That story makes men feel strong and special. But it's a lie. Women are not naturally monogamous. In fact, they get bored with one partner faster than men ever do. That nice, safe version of love you think she's craving, that's a mask society told her to wear. Underneath it, her biology is screaming for something different. Think about it logically. If men are chasing multiple partners, who are they sleeping with? It's not aliens. It's women. The same women you think are naturally faithful. The truth is uncomfortable, but it's simple math. Women want variety just as much, maybe more. And here's the part that stings even worse. She'll never admit it to you. She'll keep playing the role of the good girlfriend, the loyal wife, the steady partner. But her body tells a different story. Doctors see it all the time. I heard about cases from fertility clinics that most people will never know about. Couples trying for years to conceive with no success. Then suddenly, after a short separation, maybe a business trip, maybe just a little space, the woman comes back pregnant. What happened? Her body rejected her partner's sperm. But the moment her brain entertained the idea of someone new, her biology woke up. Fertility surged. Her body prepared itself for new genetic material. She didn't even need to cheat. Just the possibility was enough to flip the switch. There's research that proves this in ways that would terrify most husbands. Married women who go on girls' trips often return more fertile. Even without sleeping with anyone, just being in a new environment around new men, dancing, flirting, feeling the attention, changes their bodies. Hormones spike. Ovulation strengthens. Desire climbs. Her mind stays faithful, but her body is reaching for diversity, and she'll never say it. Because how do you explain that your biology wants something your heart doesn't? It goes deeper than anyone realizes. Women's attraction isn't steady. It's cyclical. During her non-fertile phase, she wants stability. That's when she chooses the dependable boyfriend or the secure husband. But during ovulation, the rules change. Suddenly, she's drawn to the bad boy, the athlete, the aggressive alpha. The same man she might avoid at any other time becomes irresistible. It's not conscious. It's biology pulling her in two directions at once. And here's the kicker. Her body doesn't just shift desire, it also shifts how she presents herself. Studies show women in relationships dress more provocatively during ovulation, especially when their partner isn't around. She tells herself she just felt like looking good today. But suddenly, she's pulling out that tight dress, that low-cut top, those heels she never wears. She doesn't realize it, but her body is advertising fertility to potential mates, even while her conscious mind stays loyal. The science behind this goes even further. A gynecologist once explained something that sounds like pure scandal. Women's bodies can store sperm from different partners and actually choose which sperm wins. It's called sperm competition. Her cervix, her fluids, her pH, they all become a battlefield where the strongest survives. That's why women who cheat during their fertile window are so much more likely to get pregnant. Their bodies are designed to test and select, not just accept whatever comes from the long-term partner. This is the secret you were never supposed to know. Women are not biologically wired for endless loyalty. They are wired for novelty. They want stability with one man, but their bodies crave variety from others. She will never tell you this truth. She'll keep smiling, keep reassuring, keep playing the role. But the biology doesn't lie. And if you think love alone can override it, you're already playing a game that was rigged against you from the start. If that shook your beliefs, buckle up, because it only gets darker from here. Hit subscribe now so you don't miss the next secret she'll never admit. Trust me, you'll want to hear them before she denies everything. You've been told that going down on a woman makes you a hero, that oral sex is the ultimate act of generosity, that women melt with gratitude when you do it. But here's the ugly truth. A lot of women secretly hate it. Not the idea of pleasure, but the very real consequences that you never think about. While you're patting yourself on the back, she's lying there, worried about a UTI. Her urethra is short. Bacteria from your mouth travel straight to her bladder. That marathon session you're so proud of, it could leave her in agony, burning every time she pees, stuck on antibiotics, cursing your name under her breath. A nurse who works in women's health told me that right after Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve, UTI cases spike like crazy. Why? Because men think they're Casanova with their hours-long oral performance. Meanwhile, women are silently bracing for a week of hell. And some women get it so often they build resistance to antibiotics. Imagine that. Her body literally stops responding to medicine because you were trying to treat her right. But does she tell you to stop? Of course not. Nobody wants to crush a man's ego by saying, "That move you love so much is actually destroying me." So she stays quiet. She fakes the moans. She pays the price later. It gets even worse. Oral sex can throw off the delicate balance of bacteria in her vagina. For some women, saliva triggers yeast infections. That means itching, burning, discharge, and another humiliating trip to the pharmacy. But when it happens, does she tell you it was your fault? Never. She'll say it was stress, or new soap, or her hormones. Anything but the truth, that your mouth caused a week of misery. And here's the part that men never see. Women have group chats where they talk about this stuff. They warn each other. They trade remedies. They know which antibiotics work best, which probiotics actually help, which cranberry juice to stock up on. They send texts like, "He went down on me for an hour last night," and every woman in that chat instantly knows the code. They all reply with sympathy, with inside jokes, with RIP to your urethra. It's practically a hidden survival guide for dealing with men's generosity. Now think about all those spontaneous scenes you see in movies. The passionate guy dropping to his knees in an elevator, in a car, after a long night out. Looks hot on screen. In reality, she's thinking about the germs on your hands. You grabbed the subway pole. You touched the door handle. You scrolled through your filthy phone, the one crawling with more bacteria than a toilet seat. And now you're touching her with those same fingers? She's dying inside, but she won't say a word. She doesn't want to kill the mood. She doesn't want to look high maintenance. So she lets it happen. And then she pays the price when the infection sets in. This is the kind of secret that never makes it into the romance scripts or porn scenes. It's hidden under fake moans, polite smiles, and group chat confessions. You think you're the man, giving her what every woman dreams of. But in reality, you may be the reason she's standing in line at the pharmacy, holding a prescription she'll never blame you for. Here's the one that will shatter your ego. The vaginal orgasm you brag about giving her? It doesn't exist the way you think it does. Every female orgasm comes from one source, the clitoris. That's it. The penetration you're so proud of? If it works, it's only because you accidentally hit part of the clitoral structure inside. And that little button you sometimes remember to touch? That's just the tip of the iceberg. The clitoris is huge on the inside, with branches wrapping around the vagina. Only about 18% of women have the anatomy where penetration alone stimulates it enough to climax. 18%. The other 82%? They're putting on a show for you. They're moaning, arching, clenching, all because they know your ego is tied to your penis. Telling you the truth would crush you, so they fake it. And you believe it. Women even joke about this with each other. They text their friends after sex, "He thinks I came from penetration again, lol." And their friends all laugh because they know exactly what's happening. They all fake it too. Then later, when you're asleep, she takes out her vibrator, the one that never gets tired, never gets insecure, and never needs fake encouragement. That's where the real orgasms happen. Alone. But here's the kicker. Orgasms aren't one size fits all. Women can have different kinds that feel completely different. There's the quick clitoral orgasm, the deeper G-spot orgasm, which is really just another part of the clitoris, the rare cervical orgasm, and even full-body orgasms that don't involve genitals at all. Meanwhile, you think your 3 minutes of jackhammering is blowing her mind. Truth? She's had better with her shower head. The pressure to fake starts early. Movies, magazines, boyfriends, everything tells young women they're supposed to climax from penetration. So they start pretending before they even know what a real orgasm feels like. By the time they figure it out, usually with a vibrator, they're already stuck in the habit of faking it with partners. Breaking that habit means admitting years of lies, bruising male egos, maybe even ending relationships. So they keep faking. And you keep believing. And if you think this is just personal, it's not. There's an entire industry teaching women how to fake orgasms more convincingly. Articles, guides, even workshops, timing tips, breathing techniques, muscle contractions. Women study this like it's an exam, not to actually enjoy sex, but to protect your ego. Because the social cost of disappointing a man in bed is higher than the personal cost of faking it. Here's the brutal truth. Her pleasure has become a performance. And while you're patting yourself on the back for being a sex god, she's counting the minutes until she can finish the job herself. Nobody wins in this system. You live in a fantasy. She lives in silence, and both of you are stuck in a lie that keeps the truth buried. Now let's talk about the one thing every man swears doesn't affect him. Porn. You think it's harmless. You think it keeps your drive high, gives you new moves, makes you better in bed. But the reality? It's destroying your sex life, one video at a time. Here's what porn really does. It rewires your brain. You train yourself to respond only to extreme visual stimulation. Angles, positions, scenarios that don't even exist in real bedrooms. Then, when you're with a real woman, her touch feels dull. Her body feels ordinary. Her natural reactions don't measure up to the over-the-top performances you've been watching. So you get bored. You struggle to stay hard. And then you blame her. She's not exciting enough. She's not doing enough. She's not hot enough. Wrong. The problem is you. Therapists who work with couples see this every day. Women come in, furious and heartbroken, saying their man can't keep an erection during sex, but can finish easily alone. And it's not because the woman failed. It's because the man has trained his brain to need porn just to feel aroused. The novelty, the endless options, the instant dopamine hit. Real intimacy can't compete with that. And women notice. They notice when you try to copy porn moves. The jackhammer pounding that looks good on camera, but feels like nothing for her. They notice when you parrot cringe-worthy porn lines, thinking you're dirty talking like a pro. They notice when your eyes glaze over because her body doesn't match the fake bodies you've been staring at for hours. Do you think she doesn't see it? She does. She just doesn't say anything, because she knows your ego is too fragile to handle it. Here's something darker. Porn is creating an entire generation of men who can't perform without it. Porn-induced erectile dysfunction is exploding among men in their 20s. Guys who should be at their sexual peak are struggling to stay hard with real women. They need porn in the background. They need to fantasize about something extreme just to finish. Some even ask their girlfriends to watch porn with them during sex. Imagine how crushing that feels to her. And then there's death grip syndrome. If you've spent years training your body to respond to the exact speed and pressure of your own hand, no vagina can ever match it. So when you're with a partner, you can't finish. She tries everything. Lingerie, role play, new positions, thinking it's her fault. She's left feeling inadequate, while in reality, it's your brain that's broken. Women don't talk about this with you. They talk about it with each other. They whisper about boyfriends who go soft mid-sex, husbands who can't finish, partners who seem more turned on by a screen than by them. And while you're blaming her, she's quietly dying inside, wondering why she's never enough. This is the cost of porn. It's not just a guilty pleasure. It's not harmless entertainment. It's a slow rewiring of your brain that kills real intimacy, damages your confidence, and leaves the woman you love feeling like second best to pixels on a screen. If porn has been running your sex life, wait until you hear the next secret. It's even more brutal. Subscribe now, because the truth only gets harder to swallow from here. Don't miss it. This last secret is the one nobody wants to admit, because it blows up the fantasy of eternal love. Your body and hers are literally designed to cheat. That's not an opinion. That's biology. Here's what science shows. A man's sperm count and quality don't just rise after rest. They rise when he's with a new partner, 2 to 3 times higher, in fact. And women? Their bodies become more fertile when they're with someone new. This isn't random. It's evolution's way of pushing genetic diversity. Your body doesn't want forever. It wants variety. That's why so many men in long-term relationships lose their edge. They develop low libido, weak erections, declining sperm. Doctors hand out Viagra, testosterone, excuses about aging. But then those same men cheat, and suddenly they're teenagers again. No pills, no therapy. 4 times a night like nothing ever happened. Their bodies weren't broken. They were just bored. And women experience the same thing. They think their sex drive is dead after years of marriage. Then they develop a crush on a coworker or get a flirty text, and suddenly they're dreaming again. They're wet again. They're alive in ways they haven't felt in years. She might still love her husband. She might never act on it. But her biology is screaming for novelty, the same way yours is. There's a scientific term for this, the Coolidge effect. In almost every species, males show renewed sexual energy when given new partners, even after appearing exhausted with the old one. Humans are no different. That 7-year itch? It's not some silly cliche. It's biology. It's how long it takes for novelty to fully wear off. Women's bodies even change chemically, depending on partner novelty. With a new man, she produces more lubrication. Her pH shifts. Her body literally prepares for fresh genetic material. With a long-term partner, the opposite happens. Less arousal, less lubrication, slower, weaker orgasms, if she even gets there at all. But she can't tell you, "I'm dry because my body's bored with you." So she blames stress, hormones, menopause, anything but the truth. Her body has marked you as redundant. This is why so many dead bedrooms exist. It's not about being tired from work. It's not about stress. It's biology rejecting sameness. And while men often get sloppy and impulsive when chasing novelty, women are strategic. They've been balancing marriages, affairs, fantasies, and work husbands for centuries. Quietly, carefully. They know how to feed that need for novelty without blowing up their stability. And if you think fantasies don't count, think again. While you're glued to porn, she's reading romance novels, binging dramas, daydreaming about someone new. In those fantasies, you're gone, replaced. She may be lying in bed with you, but in her mind, she's with someone exciting, someone who makes her feel alive again. This isn't about love or loyalty. It's about biology. You can fight it, deny it, ignore it. But it's there, under the surface, running the show. And unless you understand it, you'll keep playing pretend in a game that was never designed for you to win. So what do you do with all of this? You can pretend none of it matters. You can laugh it off and go back to the fantasy that your sex life is perfect. Or you can face the uncomfortable reality that almost everything you've been told about women, desire, and relationships is built on lies. Because here's the truth. She will never tell you. Not because she's cruel, not because she wants to deceive you, but because the price of honesty is too high. Imagine her saying, "Your favorite move actually gives me infections." Or admitting, "I've faked almost every orgasm we've had." Or confessing, "My body lights up for other men even though I love you." You wouldn't handle it. The relationship wouldn't survive it. So she smiles, she moans, she pretends, and she saves the truth for her friends, her group chats, her fantasies. Meanwhile, you lie too. You act like you learned your moves from experience, not from endless hours of porn. You downplay your attraction to other women. You bury your insecurities. Both of you are trapped in the same game, pretending everything is normal, while secretly wondering why the passion is dying. Here's the tragedy. Both men and women are suffering in silence. You're both frustrated, both unsatisfied, both carrying truths you can't share. And society only makes it worse. Your struggles as a man are treated as normal. Viagra, stress, just aging. Her struggles are treated like flaws. She's broken. She's cold. She needs therapy. That double standard keeps her quiet and keeps you blind. But once you understand these 5 secrets, you can stop taking it personally. Her UTI wasn't your fault if you didn't know. Her faked orgasm wasn't an insult, it was her survival mechanism. Her craving for novelty isn't betrayal, it's biology. The same biology you live with, too. The real lie is the fairy tale we've all been sold. That hot, passionate, monogamous sex for 50 years is natural and easy. It's not. It's almost biologically impossible. Yet we keep pretending. We keep lying. We keep protecting each other's feelings while our bodies tell a very different story. And women? They'll keep hiding these truths, because telling the truth would burn everything down. It would mean admitting women aren't angelic monogamous saints, that they're just as visual, just as restless, just as sexually driven as men. That the good girl and the wild one aren't two different women. They're the two sides every woman hides. The game is rigged for everyone to lose. But now you know the rules. The question is simple. What are you going to do with this knowledge? Keep pretending, or start facing reality head-on? Just remember this. She already knows the truth. She's known it all along. She's just been waiting to see if you're strong enough to hear it. If this hit you like a punch to the gut, good. That means you're finally seeing the truth no one else will tell you. Don't just sit on it. Do something with it. Subscribe right now, because the next video will push you even deeper into the reality of sex and relationships. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Argue, agree, confess. I want to hear it all. And share this with a friend who thinks he knows women. He doesn't. Most men don't. But you? You're about to.